Hi everybody, thank you so very much for joining me again today. My name is Sharon and I've got Fernando beside me who's got his sunglasses on still because it's so bright in our room right now. The sun is bursting through the windows, and even though I've got blinds up on the windows, it's still coming through and it feels so good in here, doesn't it? It reminds us of being on the farm, outside, in nature, enjoying those animals. So let's just dive right into what we're talking about this week. You may recall from Greeting Circle, we learned some different things about farm animals. And one thing we did learn was a special word. Do you remember what this word is called, Fernando? It's a funny one and it's a long one. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. Now, what does that word mean? It seems so long and so different than any other kinds of words that we hear. So that means when we use words that are actually the sounds that animals or other objects make, we are using onomatopoeia. So when we say beep, 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 to refer to the sound a little chick makes, we are actually using onomatopoeia. And even when we say moo, moo, to refer to the sound a cow makes, again, that is onomatopoeia. Those are words that actually represent the sounds as they are heard. Right? Okay. It's a tricky one, but that's okay. We're just about introducing different ideas, and it's okay. If you don't remember it tomorrow, we can just kind of practice it as we go. So we have a special story to read to you today. That's why I kept Fernando on the stool there, because this is a big story. It is called Grandpa's Farm, and it is written by Pam Schiller. Are you ready? Let's find out about Grandpa's farm. My grandpa is a farmer. My grandma is a farmer's wife. I am Grandpa's grandson, the joy of his life. Oh, wow. But I bet you his grandma is more than just the farmer's wife. I bet you she has lots of amazing qualities and lots of amazing things that she does. I love to visit Grandpa. Down on Grandpa's farm, I am Grandpa's best helper down on Grandpa's farm. It's a pretty big bale of hay he's carrying there, isn't it? We feed the cows corn and hay down on Grandpa's farm. We feed them every day down on Grandpa's farm. They look like they're pretty happy animals down on Grandpa's farm. We put the plow on sweet old Bessie down on Grandpa's farm. We plow the earth, and this is messy, down on Grandpa's farm. So who is Bessie? Who's Bessie? Oh, Bessie's the name of that horse. That horse is very, very strong. Grandma feeds the chickens and ducks down on Grandpa's farm. You can hear them peep and cluck down on Grandpa's farm. After lunch, we eat Grandma's figs down on Grandpa's farm. We take our scraps out to the pigs down on Grandpa's farm. When the sun goes down, it's time to sleep down on Grandpa's farm. We fall asleep to the baying of sheep down on Grandpa's farm. But Who is down on Grandpa's farm? There's a song we can sing. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a big brown horse. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a big brown horse. That horse, he makes a sound like this, neigh, neigh. That horse, he makes a sound like this, neigh, neigh. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a black and white cow. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a black and white cow. The cow, she makes a sound like this, moo, moo. The cow, she makes a sound like this, moo, moo. Oh, down on Grandpa's farm there is a little striped cat. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a little striped cat. The cat, he makes a sound like this, meow, meow. The cat, he makes a sound like this, meow, meow. Let's do one more. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a fluffy white sheep. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a fluffy white sheep. The sheep, she makes a sound like this, ba, ba. The sheep, she makes a sound like this, ba, ba. So all those sounds that we just learned about, that the animals on Grandpa's farm make, all those words we used are onomatopoeia. That's right, Fernando. Good job. Onomatopoeia. Now I just have some photos to share with you as well. We can do a little bit of sign language too if you want. So here is a photo, and it shows a donkey and a horse. They are similar and they're also different. They're both farm animals, right? Donkeys and horses. People, for the most part, can ride both of them, but just smaller people. For donkeys, probably. They're a little bit of a smaller animal. They all eat grass and hay. They're standing, both of them are standing in a grassy pasture. Huh. There's a lot of similarities. So let's think about the sounds they make, though. A donkey doesn't neigh. He makes a sound like bray, bray, or whinny. Let's learn the signs for them. So a donkey, you go like this, and you go like that. That's the sign for donkey. Bigger ears than horses have. And then horse, it's like this with just your two fingers. That's the sound for horse. Good job. Okay, let's have a look at this one. This shows some chickens on the farm. What do these birds look like? What can you tell me about these birds? They've got that red crown along the top of their heads, don't they? They've got very long toes to scratch the earth and to find insects and seeds. And they use their beaks to peck at the food and pick it up. They make lots of different noises too. The rooster crows, cock-a-doodle-doo. The hen clucks, cluck, 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 and baby chicks go peep, 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 peep. So the sign for chicken is, remember we talked about he's got big long toes to scratch, so it's just like doing that. Hold out your one hand as if it represents the earth, and then you're just scratching at the earth, and that's the sign for chicken. Have a look at this one. I do like this one. What can you tell me about this animal? It's a pig, yeah. Have you ever seen a pig? I really love the looks of pigs. Think about their snouts. Their snouts are very different than our noses, aren't they? And you know that pigs like to roll in mud to keep themselves cool. So the sign for pig is just like this. Okay, here is cow, my favorite. He's standing in a field of grass called a pasture. He's got lots of big black spots on its body, big head with ears on the side, and 2 curved horns. And look at his tail. Has a smooth tail with a tuft of hair at the very end. Do you see that there? That's very interesting. Cows like this one give milk. And we use milk to make things like cheese, butter, yogurt, and even ice cream. Yum. Okay, so the sign for cow is this. Okay, so we learned some signs, didn't we? Now, one more thing I wanted to share with you before we go. You may remember last week we did a little bit of numbers and studied different number sets, family sets of numbers. And I'll just bring those out again just to remind you. Remember we learned that's the numeral 0. That means it's empty. There's no items. It means its set is empty. 1, the numeral 1, refers to one item, one number within its set. And let's look for number 2. And 2 has 2 items in its set. 3 has 3 items within its set. We'll just look at 4 and 5 really quickly. 4, numeral 4, means 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 items within its set. And then 5, numeral 5, means we should be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 items in its set. Now, some of these numerals can be broken down into smaller sets. So if we break it up this way, we can see on this side, there's 2 numbers. There's 2 frogs, 1, 2. And on this side of my finger, there are 3 frogs, 1, 2, 3. So the number 5 can also be looked at as having 2 sets. One that represents the number 2 on this side, and one that represents the number 3. 1, 2, 3 on this side. Lots of ways you can play with numbers. That's for sure. The main thing is to recognize that these different symbols are numerals, and numerals refer to the amount of items within its set. So let's just play a quick little game. We just learned numbers 1 through 5. So I put out some numbers. Do you know what that numeral means? 6. That means 6 items can be in its set. This is 7, numeral 7. So 7 items in its set. And this one is kind of a squiggly, funny shaped numeral. That is 8. That means there's 8 number of items in its set. So I've got a funny picture here. Look at this cow. Fernando, can you see? Let's count the number of splotches it has, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This cow has 6 black splotches on it. So it goes in this numeral family. The numeral 6 goes to count how many splotches are there. There are 6 splotches. That's right. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Oh, this looks like a lot. Let's count. Ready, Fernando? 1, 2, there's one hiding there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 black splotches on this cow. So which one does it go to? This one or this one? The squiggly one on the end. That's right. That's numeral 8. And it tells us that the number of splotches on this cow is 8. That's right. So let's look at the last one here. Count with me. We know there's only one left, so we know it goes there. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The number of splotches on that cow is 7. So it belongs to this numeral. This family set, this number 7, that numeral 7. That's right. So we learned a little bit about numerals 0 through 5, and we used froggy counters for those. And now we learned 6, 7, 8, and we used the splotches on cows to figure out what those numerals represent. That's right. Good job, guys. Okay, I'm going to set that down. Okay, are you ready for our goodbye song that we created? It's a song that we really want you to participate in, and it goes to the tune of If You're Happy and You Know It. Remember that song? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, clap, clap, okay? And it goes like this. But we're going to use some sounds that animals make as we go on in the song. Are you ready, Fernando? It's time to say goodbye to all my friends. That's not the right tune, is it? That was the other tune I was singing. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, clap, clap. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, clap, clap. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye, blow a kiss and wink your eye. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, clap, clap. Well, I just changed completely that song, so you could sing it to the tune I'm singing now, or to If You're Happy and You Know It. Either way will work. Let's try it again. Now this time, instead of clapping, we're going to moo like a cow, okay? It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, moo, moo. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, moo, moo. It's time to say goodbye, blow a kiss and wink an eye. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, moo, moo. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, oink, oink. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, oink, oink. It's time to say goodbye, blow a kiss and wink your eye. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, oink, oink. One more. Let's be a horse. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, neigh, neigh. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, neigh, neigh. It's time to say goodbye, blow a kiss and wink your eye. It's time to say goodbye to all my friends, neigh, neigh. Bye-bye, friends. See you next time.